To this live on AI for revenue, right? So today I'm going to be sharing with you some of the ways that you can leverage the potential that AI has for your content. And when we talk about this, there's AI in terms of production. There's a lot of AI apps and tools out there now, and you can leverage those, absolutely. But the most important thing that we're going to cover today is going to be in regards to how you can specifically leverage AI in order to create better social media content, right? And here we're talking about video, and we're talking about specifically your strategy around the content topics that you are creating, right? So what's going to be important here is, and we're going to cover a lot within this, right? But I really want you to get a sense of exactly how you can leverage the best of AI in terms of your specific, right? Whether you are looking to scale your business and grow, or whether you're looking to, again, specifically, right? And hi to those who are joining. This is going to be a really interactive session, right? The first thing I want to say is that when we talk about AI, what are we actually, when we're talking about AI for your social media, what are we talking about, right? Well, we're talking about specifically the options that you have in terms of, right, what content you create and who you create it for. So if you are, again, whether you are looking to attract new clients, the specific content that you build and offer for those end clients is going to make all the difference. And this is something that I personally have been leveraging more recently, right, in terms of my own content. So what I'm talking about here is, when I talk about viral content, I'm talking about content which is getting hundreds of thousands or millions of views. And the idea with this is, again, that this is not content that you are, this is where you're leveraging what is trending in terms of specific topics, specific themes, right? Because in any one time, the algorithm and the social algorithm is going to be pushing content based on your specific, right? Again, it's going to be on your niche. But it's going to be specific things in your niche. And often when people are creating content, and hi to those who are joining, right? Today we're talking about how viral AI content can help to gather attention and build your followers, right? And my specific framework for you to attract more new viewers to your content is called Viral 6. So today we're going to cover just two of those key pillars in terms of this, right? So we're going to cover specifically the verbal and visual hook and how you can leverage that more effectively to attract your ideal client. And then we're also going to come on to the identity, right? The identity that you are looking to help your buyers to specifically move into as part of looking to work with you, right? Because the best viral content, and this is all around why do some posts on social media completely explode, and why do some posts on social media get almost no views, right? So, and we're talking here as well about revenue, because ultimately the more views and the more audience that you are building on your content, the more that you can create a better interest in terms of what you bring, the value you bring, and ultimately how you can help to grow your client base as well. So in my view, virality and viral content is not luck, right? So viral content is not luck at all. It is going to be all about how you can specifically leverage your your specific audience in order to build this specific viral content, and in order to build your audience. So let's dive in to the topic and what we're going to cover today, right? And again, if you have questions as I go through, please do leverage this, right? But here's the first thing we're going to cover off. Why is it that a lot of, and again, in terms of how many people watching this and seeing this content have posted something online that you thought was really, really good, and then almost nobody saw it, right? If that has happened to you, maybe you felt like, gosh, was this worth the effort, right? But here's the important thing. Some content, right? When you persist with your content, some content on social media is getting millions and hundreds of thousands of views. And that is simply because it appeals to the algorithm. It gets picked up in terms of the popularity. And it's not necessarily about expertise as well. Your expertise is not a direct link in terms of how many views your content gets. So the most important thing, so number one, I believe that people decide if your content is binge-worthy, watchable, if it's relevant to them, if it's interesting, right? And then the algorithm follows that. So here's the thing. You need to be asking yourself, is this content worth your viewers' attention, right? Is it worth their attention? Is it valuable to them? Is it educational? Is it relevant? Should they keep watching? And if so, why? So the most important 3 hook triggers are going to be curiosity. So can you create curiosity in your viewer by your specific topic and title of what you create, right? So you could have something like, for example, I tested every tool, right? Or you could have, if you, right, that would be an example of how can you create more curiosity. You think you've tried everything until you've tried this, right? That's an example of a curiosity driving hook. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to want to think about in your title and in your hooks are identity, right? So who is your content for and who are you looking to appeal to? Because again, if you're specific in your content about who your content is for, that's going to help to create a hook. So you want to have who your content is for. Then you also want to have a bit of a surprise, right? A surprise would be another form of hook. So you could have something like, if everything you've ever heard about viral content is, and then you can specifically have, right? Why is it? Create a surprise, a surprising, contrasting view on a topic, right? Surprise is a great hook as well. So maybe you say something different or a different perspective that you have. Next, right? So if we were to think in this section about a boring hook, right? A boring hook would be a hook that's not specific, that's too general, and that's not clear, right? So if you have a hook like that, it's going to be something like, watch this, right? Watch this is too basic, right? What you are looking for is something specific, right? So you want something specific and measurable in your hook. Okay, so next, what you need to do, right, is to think about how you can improve your hook. So if you are watching this or you're watching this on catch up, right, okay, look at your hook or your last through, and this could be videos or this could be posts as well. What was the title that your content had and how was it clear who it was relevant for? How was it clear? Was it surprise? Was it curiosity? What was your hook doing? Right? So you could open up ChatGPT and you could ask it to, for example, you always want to give ChatGPT or social media, right, an LLM for social media a role. So you could say something like, act as a social media expert and give me 10 good curiosity hooks for, and then insert who your audience is. So you say, give me 10, and then the type of hook. So I've just told you about 3 types of hook: curiosity, surprise, or identity, right? So those are 3 types of hooks. And then you say, give me 10 of these types of hooks for my audience who are, and then you say who they are, and then you say, what's their problem as well? What is it that they're looking for help for? This is how you can improve your hook with AI. Very, very simple and easy, right? Everyone can go on to, whether it's ChatGPT or Claude, and find this out. And so you can do this with me live, right? You can literally pull up your favorite LLM and you can literally say, right, act as, remember you always want to give it a role. So act as this type of expert in social media, right? And give me 10 hooks, give me 3 hooks, right? Designed to, and this is the AI enhancement, right? So AI can be enhancing your content in order to get through to exactly the audience that you want to work with. And that's what we're trying to practice here, right?